Hello, I'm Jessica Fortunes. Welcome back to my channel. Today, I would like us to talk about salaries, like money. Yes. Do you talk about salaries or money with your friends? Tell me in the comments. Yeah, leave it in the comments. Like, do you talk about money, how much you earn with your friends? And if you don't, why don't you? If you ask me, I would say yes, I do. I talk about how much I earn with my friends. Why? Because I feel like the goal is for us to grow. And we always talk about careers, we talk about relationships, sometimes we talk about what we're doing, where we're going to, all of that kind of thing. And so we now don't talk about money. That for me would feel very, very weird because how am I going to do all these fancy things we want to do, travel the world together, do all of that together if we don't talk about money? And I know very well that when you talk to your friends about money, then you realize that, oh, I can earn more. I am probably earning lesser. By having this conversation, you get to gauge what the market is saying, what the value, what industry is doing better because you're having conversations. So if you have a friend who doesn't talk to you about money, who you're not comfortable talking to about your salary, then you should definitely reconsider and think again because that friendship is not solid. It's not solid. You need to talk about money because money is very important. It's a very dicey topic, but it's very important to talk about. So today, I want us to get very, very real. And so I'm going to share some salary negotiation tips that I learned while job hunting. And those I learned from Bozoma Saint Brown. Bozoma Saint Brown is currently the chief marketing officer at Netflix. And she's gone from Pepsi to Apple to Uber to Endeavor. Now she's at Netflix. And so I trust her to give me tips on this. Why? If she has gone from all these multinational companies, I'm sure that she has gone into different rooms negotiating salaries. So when I saw a tip from her on how to negotiate, it's stuck here. And so today I'm going to share that with you because I feel like you're my friend, right? And so if you're really my friend, make sure to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Also like this video and don't forget to share if you find it very useful, okay? All right, so let's go straight into this. So the first thing I would like us to do is to watch this video by Bozoma. So let's watch it.
Your salary negotiating tip is what?
Give the number first.
Give the number first.
Yes, give the number first.
And you say make it high as hell.
Yes, make it high as hell because then you can't be lowballed.
But that goes against everything we've been taught. Everything we've been taught is let them say it first because you don't want to throw a number out there first because maybe you'll price yourself out of a position.
Well, that's part of also knowing the range. So do the work. I mean, don't just, call a number out of the sky, but know the range and then exceed the range, because then you can negotiate down just a little bit. But if you, allow someone to give you the number and it's too low, there's no way you can go back up. You can't get that much higher. So
So the first thing there is give the first number. I know very often we hear things like, oh, let them give you the first number. And it feels like it makes sense, right? But after listening to what Bozoma just said, I'm sure you understand why you need to give the number first. But then the next thing is, have you done your market research? Yes, have you done your market research? What is the market saying? Because you can't just go there and give 5 million naira just because we said, give the numbers first. No, you need to know what exactly the market is saying, what the value of the market is saying. And how do you do that? You do that by asking questions, asking your colleagues, asking people in other industries, asking people who have gone further ahead of you in your industry, asking people who earn more than you. Yes, I say more than you because if, for instance, you want to work as a social media strategist and there's somebody who is doing it but earns or gets paid 50K, and you tell the person, oh, I'm thinking about 200,000, they're going to feel like, oh my God, you're being too pompous, you're asking for too much. But if you ask somebody who earns 500,000, they'll tell you, 200, that's too small, you can earn 500K. So you see, you need to be very strategic in who you are asking. You should be able to gauge people and where they are at their journey and then use that to know if I should ask or not to ask. And again, talk to people in the industry, right? Then what else you want to do is you do not want to negotiate based on what you earned before. I hear some people say, I used to earn 10K before. So if I'm going to this new company, I should probably earn 15K or 20K. My brother, my sister, you are doing yourself great disharm by doing that. Nope. Regardless of what you earn in your former place, forget it. In fact, most times, no company ideally should ask you about what you earned before because the level is different. I entered the former company as an entry level and probably I've been there for a while and they haven't increased my salary and now you want me to come to you and you want to use what? No, don't do that. Scrap it. Don't agree. Tell them it's not their business. They don't need to know. So all you need to do is make sure that let the market guide you, not your former salary, right? Because the truth is, you can double, triple, quadruple whatever you've earned before in the past with a new job. The fastest way to actually increase your salary is by moving from one job to another. I'm not saying to do it because I feel like people wouldn't take you as a loyal person. But then what I'm trying to say is you can increase your salary significantly, regardless of what you earned before. So don't let that be a milestone for you. Instead, remove it from the equation. Remove it from the equation and focus on what the market is telling you, okay? Another thing, remember what Bozoma says is add tax. Like, let's say the market is saying 200,000. You're not just going to go and give them 200,000. What do? You add another 50 or 100 or 150 on it. Why? Because by the time the company comes back to you, they're probably going to cut it down. If you tell them 500, they probably say, no, we don't have 500 now, we have 450, we have 400, we have 350. But because you've added tax, by the time they remove all of those ones, you come back to where you really wanted, and so you're comfortable enough to do the job, right? But if you don't add tax and you give them the exact figure, by the time they want to cut, they will cut it significantly and you earn lesser than what you really wanted. So don't be afraid to add tax or add like more or increase it way more. Now, in cases where they come back to you and they probably come back with lesser figure, one thing I should say is, when you give a number, right, if a company really wants to hire you, they're not just going to tell you, we don't have, no, actually, they're not just going to say, because of the money you called, we're not hiring you. That's not true. Ideally, what they would do is they'll come back to you with another number or with an offer, and then you decide if you want this offer or not. So if a company neglects and doesn't come back with an offer, it's not because the money you gave was too much. It's just because they probably do not want to hire you. Yes, because it's a negotiation. So ideally, when I give you a number, you give me your number, then we meet at the middle. But if they do not do that, then there's something fishy and you shouldn't even want to work there, because they should be able to give you an offer. So give your number, let them come back to you. Then when they come back to you, if the salary is lesser than what you think, then you can negotiate for other things if you really want to work in this company. You could negotiate for remote work. You could negotiate for a laptop. You could negotiate for, after 3 months, you review the salary. After 6 months, you review the salary. You could negotiate for other things to help you do your job better, because money is one thing, but there's a lot of other things that you can gain from doing a job. There's a lot of other things that are needed for you to actually like your job. And so negotiate for these other things if the money isn't that great, right? And what else would I say? I would say be patient. Like, everything that is good takes time. Everything that is good takes time. Yes, follow up, but also be patient. Don't be in a haste. When you get your offer, give it to people to look through for you and then decide on what you want to do. And go for the one you love the most. Yes, go for what you love the most, and I feel like you'd be happy. Yes, just be patient, go for what you want, keep trying, don't give up, and you'd get what you want. So yes, these are some salary negotiation tips that I learned on this journey or on my journey so far, and these are majorly for people in the corporate space. So yeah, I hope that you've learned a thing or two. If there's a question you have, don't forget to drop it in the comment below. I'll be sure to answer as much as I can. And so until next time, I remain Jessica Fortunes. Bye.